A special thank you to each of our subscribers who make this channel possible. Here's today's story. In a significant development regarding international air travel and geopolitical tensions, 6 major airlines have announced the suspension of flights to Venezuela. This decision comes in the wake of a warning issued by the US Federal Aviation Administration, FAA, regarding heightened military activity in the region. The airlines that have halted their operations include Spain's Iberia, Portugal's TAP, Chile's LATAM, Colombia's Avianca, Brazil's GOL, and Trinidad and Tobago's Caribbean Airlines. The president of the Venezuelan Airlines Association, Maricela de Loaiza, confirmed this information but did not specify how long the flight suspensions would last. The FAA's warning, which was issued on November 22, 2025, urged civilian aircraft to exercise caution when flying in Venezuelan airspace due to a deteriorating security situation. The agency highlighted that threats could pose risks to aircraft at all altitudes, including during takeoff and landing phases, as well as to airports and grounded aircraft. This cautionary notice follows a significant buildup of U.S. military forces in the region, which the U.S. government claims is part of an anti-drug trafficking operation. However, this military presence has raised alarms in Caracas, leading to fears that the U.S. might be pursuing regime change in Venezuela. The U.S. has recently deployed an aircraft carrier strike group, along with other naval vessels and stealth aircraft, to the Caribbean. This military escalation has been accompanied by a series of strikes against alleged drug smuggling vessels, resulting in numerous casualties. Critics of the U.S. actions argue that the military campaign violates international and domestic laws, as the U.S. has not provided concrete evidence linking the targeted vessels to drug trafficking. In addition to the airlines that have suspended flights, some carriers, including Panama's Copa Airlines, Spain's Air Europa, Plus Ultra, Turkish Airlines, and Venezuela's Laser, continue to operate flights for the time being. TAP Airlines announced the cancellation of flights scheduled for Saturday and the following Tuesday, while Iberia has suspended its flights to Caracas indefinitely, citing safety concerns stemming from the FAA's notice. The escalating tensions between the U.S. and Venezuela have historical roots, dating back to the rise of Hugo Chavez in the early 2000s and continuing under President Nicolas Maduro. The relationship has further deteriorated since Maduro assumed the presidency after Chavez's death in 2013, with successive U.S. administrations rejecting Maduro's legitimacy and imposing heavy sanctions on the Venezuelan economy. The Trump administration has taken a particularly hardline approach, labeling the Venezuelan drug organization known as the Cartel de los Soles as a terrorist group and accusing Maduro of leading it, though no evidence has been provided to support these claims. As the situation continues to unfold, Venezuelan leaders have expressed their willingness to engage in dialogue with the U.S. President Maduro has warned that his government will defend itself against any foreign intervention, stating, "No foreign power will impose its will on our sovereign homeland." He has also cautioned that any attempts to disrupt peace in Venezuela would be met with significant resistance. In the midst of this geopolitical turmoil, Venezuelan opposition leader Maria Corina Machado, a recent Nobel Peace Prize recipient, has called for respect for the will of the people rather than advocating for regime change. Machado argues that the president lost the election last year and that the results were rigged. She has emphasized the need for a peaceful and orderly transition in Venezuela, highlighting the importance of foreign investment in revitalizing the country's oil sector. As the situation develops, the international community will be closely monitoring the actions of both the U.S. and Venezuelan governments. With airlines suspending flights and military tensions escalating, the potential for further conflict looms large. The safety of civilians traveling to and from Venezuela remains a top concern, and the implications of U.S. military operations in the region could have far-reaching consequences for the future of Venezuela and its relationship with the United States. That's all for this story. We upload videos every day covering many different subjects, so hit that subscribe button to stay informed. Thanks for watching.